Okay, we're going to talk about rosemary topical uses and aromatherapy uses, but also rosemary essential oil. So one of my top 3 personal essential oils or topical herbs to know. So pretty much everything we say in this entire lecture is going to be for whether it's the essential oil used topically or whether it's for the actually just doing an herbal bath with it or a foot soak or it's not just the essential oil. This is like all the topical and aromatherapy uses. So I'm going to pass around this. Rosemary. So the good thing about rosemary is, number one, we can all grow it really easy, right? The herb itself, like even organic, it's maybe $8 a pound or something. Like it's very, very cheap, even for good quality. It's not adulterated because you're not going to make any money off of it, right? And the essential oil of it's super, super cheap too. So all the way around, and if you're going to make your own tincture, it's super cheap because you can grow it yourself. You can buy it, fresh. You can buy it dry. It all works good. So I'm going to pass around this a fairly cheapy rosemary from Now. No offense to Now. I mean, it's safe. This is just like pure rosemary essential oil. You notice it has more camphorous notes. There's actually there's all these different types of rosemary, but this one to me is more camphorous. I actually prefer this better. This is just the rosemary. So we've got a couple phenotypes here. I don't think you have to know this, but I'm just going to throw it out for those of you that want to experiment with this. So we have a couple of phenotypes. Remember, what's a phenotype? Somebody remind me. Somebody remind me, what's a phenotype? Well, a phenotype is where we have the same plant, the same species, right? Except there's variations within that same species that have different traits. They're not hybrids, right? These are just variations that occur naturally. About the only time we talk about this is in really nerdy herbal medicine discussions, or really nerdy aromatherapists tend to get really uptight about some of this stuff. But really, it's not a huge deal. But we have like a couple of 4 phenotypes. The Boreal type. Boreal is like a type of an essential oil that would be in a lot of aromatic plants. This is the one that's extremely good for concentration and focus, like mental alertness, because it's like smell and sense. The one that's going around right now, the cheaper one, is very Boreal-like. That smell that hits you right away, that's Boreal essential oil. Okay, and then we have camphor types. This is going to be, I should probably write this. So the Boreal type is more for focus. The camphor type is more for pain. This is one of our main muscle pain herbs. Muscle tension. There's a cineol type that I have never personally used. This is more antiviral, is how it's used in aromatherapy. And there's a verbone type, which I have here, that I'm going to pass around, which smells very different. If you want to smell it, I'll pass this around. So verbone is used because It's thought of having more adrenal stimulating properties for adrenal fatigue. But it's way more mild to me. I don't like it as much personally. I just don't like it as much. I'll pass this around. If you have a mustache, you have a aromatherapy user. You like that one? I'll let it go around. You have to tell me if you like that one less.
It's kind of like this.
So we would actually massage this over the adrenals, like in the lower. Yeah. Okay.
Bergone was good for.
It's considered better for adrenal fatigue. They're all gonna be used the same, honestly. But some people are gonna geek out and say they have special powers for these areas. And it's probably true, but I mean, really, it's gonna still work no matter what.
And it's the usual, this is, 3 drops in a tablespoon of oil.
Yeah, if you're gonna use an essential oil for massage, I mean, we say 2 to 3 drops of essential oil per tablespoon of carrier oil. You like the. Okay, so as an essential oil or topically, rosemary is obviously, we've talked about this already, right? It's very warming, like it's actually hot, very spicy, it's very aromatic, it's very penetrating, right? Because of the camphor and borneol compounds. Why is this really good? When are we going to use this penetrating action topically? Yeah, like we would camphor, right? We're going to use this for sore muscles, stiff muscles, nerve pain, burning pain of neuropathy on our hands and feet. Okay. So it's very uplifting, very energizing, very invigorating, has a really special affinity topically to the heart, the kidney, and the bladder are the main ones.
Heart, kidney, bladder.
Heart, kidney, bladder. From a Chinese medicine perspective, this herb is really important for topical medicine because it moves stuck energy or qi. It moves stuck blood or circulation or bruises or congealed blood. And it also moves dampness or fluids out of an area. So it basically clears every type of stagnation. I'll say that again. It moves stuck energy. It moves stuck blood, which would probably look like a bruise or swelling. It moves stuck fluids for people who have like swollen hands or feet or a swollen injury from breaking a bone or something. That's pretty cool. Okay. It also has an instant when you even smell it. It's very uplifting mentally. So fitting the theme of this week is that this is our main herb for promoting concentration, mental alertness, mental focus. When you have brain fog and you feel cloudy and like your brain is crashing and you can't think straight and you're mentally fatigued, rosemary does not calm your brain. It does the opposite. So just be aware. This is not like aromatherapy we do like right before you go to bed. It's very invigorating and very uplifting. So if you feel like you really need to get concentration and focus and clarity right away. So we would use this before a test. We would use this when we're studying. There's an ancient practice of actually smelling rosemary every time you study, and then you actually smell it before your test or big event too. And it triggers like the same parts of the brain. So, okay. So its main use is going to be for memory loss, poor concentration, and focus. The aromatherapy has actually, just smelling this plant has actually been researched to improve study recall, concentration, focus, and memory. It's also recently been shown to have a positive effect on people with dementia and Alzheimer's, even just smelling the aromatherapy. We know taking the herb internally is even better, right? Okay. That is one of its main uses for the brain. Concentration, focus, alertness. Okay. Can people that have ADD still use this though? Yeah, it can still be, it's kind of like the, a natural. It's kind of like a similar effect to when people take Adderall and things like that, it really focuses and opens your mind really fast. Okay. We're also going to use this herb topically for any kind of trauma to the head or brain. What herb are we going to combine this with for head trauma topically? Wood benzoate. Yeah. How are we going to use this? So when we say that, what does that mean? What are we going to do? How are we going to use it? We're going to what? So we're going to probably make a tea. We're just going to massage that tea right into the scalp. We're going to sit in a bathtub of this. We're going to make a bath of rosemary, wood bentonite. Let's soak our head in it. We're going to soak our whole back and neck, body in it, right? Go smell it for head trauma, all those things. We could even take a tincture, a massage on the head and scalp and neck, right? You could just all kinds of ways we could do this. We could make a massage oil out of it and massage the scalp and head and neck. But this is basically kind of like smelling salts. You just can't not like really, you can even do like Wim Hof, like really like aggressive breathing, like just really inhale it about 10 times to really get like a dose of it. Right? When you read like aromatherapy research, they often are putting it on like a napkin and inhaling like for a minute or a couple of minutes where they're just like swallowing the face with it. Okay. Okay, so I want everybody to know that for anything for trauma to the brain or head. Okay. Topically, this is also a major bruising trauma remedy. Anytime we have a broken bone, anytime we have sprained a tendon or ligament, hold a muscle. This is one of our main herbs we do to move all the old stuck blood out, like with a bruise or bruising or a contusion or trauma, right? Getting trauma out. We're bringing new blood and healing nutrients into the tissue. So we're going to use this for bruising, trauma, swelling, broken bones. We're going to use this for muscle tension topically. Is this one of the top 2 fibromyalgia herbs of all time for muscle pain? What's the holy trinity of fibromyalgia topical treatment? What's the holy trinity? What's that? Nutmeg, yeah, nutmeg, rosemary, and marjoram. That is like the greatest amazing oil for any muscle soreness, muscle stiffness, fibromyalgia, muscle strain, tendonitis, bursitis. So rosemary is a major tendonitis bursitis herb. What's that?
What, you said nutmeg, rosemary, and what?
Nutmeg, rosemary, and marjoram.
Oh.
Good old marjoram.
Not in it all.
They're all super cheap too, right? Okay. So yeah, restless leg syndrome. After people have surgery, we're going to put this all around. I mean, we can't put it on the surgery scar right away, but you can massage all the area around the surgery scar with rosemary, right? And it will help move it helps prevent scar tissue. It helps prevent adhesion. This is one of our secret remedies for scar tissue and adhesions topically, right? Remember, scar tissue can form anywhere in the body, almost, but especially anywhere in the abdomen when you've had a surgery of almost any kind. I mean, everybody has some scar tissue. Okay. I think it works better than arnica for bruising and trauma, by far. Personally. Or you combine it with arnica topically. Bruising. In Europe, this is used in sports medicine a lot, like all the sports medicine doctors who went out on the field. They're using usually like some combination of arnica and rosemary and all these cute sports sprains and strains. Okay. Okay,
So do they just stay on the ground, they are, and what are they doing?
it's usually like in like a clear gel, they just kind of just like rub it in right away.
So if you were making like a salve for bruises, you would put in rosemary and what?
Yeah, so if I was making a salve for a bruise, I would have rosemary infused into the salve, and then I'd also add rosemary essential oil to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and like myrrh would probably be in there. Yarrow. A couple of really good ones. Okay. So nerve pain, this is a major topic on. So you have nerve damage from a surgery, again, or a broken bone. You have like nerve pain in your back or spine from pinched nerves. You have sciatic nerve pain. This is one of the best herbs to massage into the sciatic nerve. Whenever we use rosemary, we prefer to massage it in the entire spine, up and down the entire spine, because it stimulates all the nerves of the spine. If you ever want to feel like really like awake and alert, like someone just like electrified you, just massage rosemary up and down your whole spinal column, like on the spine and then off to the sides. It stimulates all those meridian points and nerves and everything.
You mean the essential oil, like in a carrier oil?
You could do a tincture of rosemary, or you could make a tea and just soak a cloth in it and lay along the spine, or you could do the essential oil.
Or you could, so it'd be the same effect though from any of those, or if you created your own oil.
Yeah,
Use your own oil.
yeah, or you could chop up some fresh rosemary and just poultice it right in your spine.
Would it be good with St. John's wort on the spine?
Yes, it'd be also very good combined with St. John's wort on the spine. Yeah, for bulging disc, we would combine it with Solomon seal. For nerve pain in the spine, combine it with St. John's wort. For bulging disc pain, or for people that have like disc fusion and have a lot of back pain, you would combine rosemary with Solomon seal topically.
Oh.
Or just any other nerve spine pain, we would combine it with St. John's wort topically. Okay, so nerve pain, meaning any kind of neuropathy. You have nerve damage from diabetes, neuropathy, numbness in your hands or feet, tingling, swelling. A lot of people just have neuropathy. It can like change their life. It can be so painful. Their hands and feet hurt so much they can't sleep, they can't rest, they can't relax. It really can change people's lives. And often it's idiopathic, right? Meaning nobody knows what's happening, which really stresses people out more, right? But we could just have, other neuralgia, nerve, anywhere there's nerve pain. This is like an amazing topical herb. I would be willing to bet almost a lot. There's always an exception, so I would maybe bet like $1 million on it, but I have never. Basically, rosemary has always helped neuropathy and nerve pain to some degree. It's given them some relief, just massaging it into the hands or feet or wherever the nerve pain is at. It always has some benefit. In fact, and a lot of people have chronic neuropathy, like one lady it just completely changed her life, just. She didn't have much money, so I just had her go buy a cheapy bottle of rosemary, just diluted. You know, it's like, I don't know, $9 or so. And, yeah, like within 3 minutes, it would take her neuropathy pain away. And then, you know, eventually it would kind of come back, but it gave her like a really important like tool.
So it won't keep them awake at night if they deposit on the.
It can be a little invigorating, yeah, so,
Because a lot of people complain of not enough sleep.
yeah. Yeah, but it will help the nerve pain at night, but it just might kind of like invigorate the brain a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, anytime we have memory loss, short-term or long-term. The famous hydrotherapist Knight, who we will talk about soon. You know, this is one of his, this is where we know this came from. He used this to treat all types of nerve pains, topical, this literally. So. Okay. Okay, it's also good topically on and around your liver as like a liver. Massage oil or liniment or poultice. It's really good for liver pain and liver gallbladder pain and spasms.
So you could combine it with castor oil and do that.
You can combine it with castor oil too. If we're going to do like a castor oil hot pack though, we would hot pack the area first, and then we would add like the essential oil or liniment to it. So we don't want to put heat on the essential oil. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we never put, a lot of people find this out the hard way when they put like icy hot and then a hot pack on it and it blisters all the skin out because you can't like heat those essential oils. They really work too well, right? Yeah. One of the other greatest uses of this is rosemary is our definitive topical herb for poor circulation. So this would be varicose veins, spider veins. You have achiness in your legs from poor circulation, your feet are swollen from poor circulation. You have diabetes and you're maybe at risk of having like toes amputated from blood flow issues. Or just one of the greatest blood flow herbs topically of all time. And for this, no matter how we do it, it works. A bath, a foot bath, the essential oil topically, a tincture topically, however we do it, it works. It's great. One of the past employees, she went to school at the Steer years ago, and she had to do an assignment where she did a rosemary bath, but she fell asleep in it. And it like dropped her blood pressure like 30 points or something, like because it moved, like it created so much blood flow change. And she fell asleep for like an hour. It got out, she was like dizzy and lightheaded. Like the blood pressure, she had a blood pressure cuff at home. And yeah, her blood pressure to like 30 points. So, but she had like something like 20 cups of rosemary or something in her bath.
Oh my.
So the tub was like black, that had so much rosemary. You're not gonna get that effect. I wish we could from just like a little massage, you know. Okay, so yes, any kind of poor circulation in the pelvis. Right, remember how we talked about pretty much all gynecology problems in natural medicine come from poor pelvic blood flow. Fibroids, cysts, and endometriosis, cancer, and uterine cancer all comes from poor blood flow. Okay. So moving along let's go back to circulation, because that's really important. So anytime there's poor circulation, Raynaud syndrome, frostbite, this is a European remedy for frostbite. For frostbite prevention, you can use this like if you're gonna go out into the cold. This is one of Knight's, actually Knight, who we'll talk about soon. one of my favorite historical figures, maybe one of the great masters of all history, European history. A knight who was like a Benedictine monk or something. He had actually what he calls heart liniment, which is just rosemary. Back then they didn't have vodka, so what did they make this in? Red wine. They just soaked rosemary in red wine, and you just massage it right into the sternum for heart problems. And it actually, if you do that, it can help like heart palpitations, pain in the chest, heart disease, people that have had like heart surgeries. If you've ever had your sternum cracked open from like open heart surgery. So any kind of heart problem or weak heart, we would put rosemary right on this. What if someone just got out of the hospital and they're all, obviously, we're not gonna do that on their sternum after it's been cracked open. What could we do? Foot bath or something really gentle, right? Just pick something to have support their heart and what good.
Would it be safe for like infants and stuff?
Sleep for infants too. It just might, it kind of makes kids a little energized. Gynecology wise, this is one of our main herbs for premenstrual cramps and pains topically.
More than like cramp bark.
Topically, this would be one of our best herbs for that, but cramp bark internally is way stronger. It's also good for fibrocystic breast disease. And then psychologically, we've talked about rosemary as it's a very uplifting plant, right? So this is one of our main herbs for depression, and it really helps depression. Anytime people need mood uplifting, rosemary is really, really good for it. Especially if you have a more caustic or melancholy type person. Right, this is a good way you can actually add it to the diet through cooking. Or you could diffuse it, right? Smell this. I could smell rosemary all day. That and like pine, because it makes me think of long pine all the time. Okay. So when someone is feeling depressed, very lethargic, poor circulation, just kind of very like what we call like dark cloud depression, very non-expressive and non-communicative, like shut down. Rosemary, remember, it opens the heart, it stimulates the mind. It's like a very good herb for people who are really closed off or shut down. Also good after shock. When people have, remember we said when they disassociate from their body, people leave their body and they're just pale like a ghost and their eyes are just like, the pupils are dilated and they're just not there. We can do rosemary, kind of like a smelling salt too, to just like get people back right away. So this is like one of the top 3 essential oils to have around your house. Because it just has so many first aid applications too, right? It's also really good topically for acne. And oily skin. It's also really good, not only for concussion, but for stroke recovery. When someone has had brain trauma from a stroke. I've used it a lot for people that have lost part of their facial muscles from a stroke, or part of like one side of their body has lost a lot of function. You massage both sides, but you still use rosemary to try to invigorate the blood flow to get the nerves healed quicker. One of the best herbs for that, by the way. Does everybody know what I mean? You've had a stroke, you've kind of lost control of half of your face or half of your body, or maybe just your right arm or right leg, or depending on where the stroke was. The best herbs for that.
What about like Bell's palsy?
Bell's palsy it's helpful for. I can't stress enough how helpful it is to have your whole spine massage with rosemary. It's actually what I call like the pizza protocol. All the pizza herbs are really good on your spine. Basil, rosemary, oregano, thyme, and all really do something really special to the spinal nerves.
Would you mix those together or even individually?
You can mix them together, yeah, or I mean, rosemary to me though is just so amazing. That's good enough, I think. If you thought that was enough, we're not even started. So it also moves your lymphatic system when we apply it topically. So moves your blood, stuff energy, stuff blood, stuff fluids, and lymph. Very, very cool. So we can use it for lymphedema. It is also topically well known in the industry, right? The cosmetic industry, that it helps to stimulate hair follicles. So Niox, that famous shampoo, is basically rosemary is like the main ingredient. So rosemary, we can put it into shampoos, we can rinse our scalp with the tea of it, or we can add, I just have people add the essential oil to their shampoo or conditioner. You can make an oil and soak your head in, but it will really help to stimulate the hair follicles, hair growth. Thinning hair, alopecia, where we have hair loss in a certain area. Okay. It is also good for sinus congestion, sinus mucus. Not so much like dry, irritated sinuses, more for like coughing where you have a lot of congestion and mucus. You need to really break it up. So it's wonderful, like diffuse for that. Oh, that's so good, diffuse for that. If you like to have a lot of saunas, what I call smoking people out of the sauna, so you can have it all to yourself. It's one of my favorite. Just take rosemary and just put about half this bottle in the sauna. Everybody's gone in about 30 seconds. It doesn't take long for them to get out. Probably not very safe for the sauna heater thing, but so far nothing bad has happened. That I know of.
Is it safe for animals?
Animals, I don't know.
It's just a really like hot, strong herb, so I would really dilute it. Diffusion is fine for any of them,
Okay.
but yeah, I have used it topically, I just dilute it.
Okay, thanks.
So the vet's saying it's safe topically for animals and use. So we're gonna use this for sinus congestion. Skin, it's used for a lot of things. It's good for viral skin infections like herpes, cold sores, chickenpox, molluscum contagium. And it's also really antifungal for like ringworm and skin fungal conditions and warts. It's also good for wrinkles and wrinkle prevention. We could also diffuse it, or we can smell it, like make a herbal steam of the tea, right? Put a cloth over our head and steam our respiratory by breathing it for like viral respiratory infections and respiratory mucus. It's good for. Or you can even just put the essential oil in the water. It's used a lot too for like topical for like gas and bloating and. But I've never used it much for that, but I'm sure it's helpful. Okay, so I actually have a case study. Oh, historical note, this is one of the main ingredients in what's called Hungary water, like the country Hungary, which is the world's first known cologne that's ever been documented. This is an ingredient, which kind of, to me, it's like a good cologne. When I worked at this health food store, I made this cologne once. That was like my interpretation of Bay rum. Or like two older women that worked with me were like. They was, yeah, they got really suggestive about like what the aroma did to them, so then I like actually. Very much, I'm gonna wear this to work. Feel really comfortable here. I did wear it out when I got the pizza. I have recipes somewhere. Somewhere. I have like clove, nutmeg, cardamom, black pepper, or there's something else. I think vanilla in there too. Yeah. This is also back before we had Lysol. Rosemary was used in sanitizing, like hospitals. It was diffused with like sick room spray, meaning like to kill germs in the air, because it's so antiviral, right? It's surprisingly also been used as an incense historically, and a lot of cultures use it in religious ceremonies. We don't hear about that much today, but the Greeks and Romans used it a lot. And some other like cultures use it. So one cool thing about rosemary, besides killing viruses in the air, this is one of the main ingredients in like the happy room spray, because it, like sage, it like clears negative energy and negative emotions in the environment really fast, because it's so uplifting. So when someone's feeling depressed and have a really work environment that might be like really heavy or depressive or negative, like you can spray this or diffuse this. It's a great one to do. The plant is actually in Greek, like mythology, that associated with resurrection and rebirth. But here's this case study. This is pretty cool. You ready for this? I'll give you this formula. So this is one of the case studies with severe neuropathy. This is the worst neuropathy I've ever seen. Suffering, I think she was from some small town in Iowa. She was like, lived on a farm. She was at the point where she was like, honey, I don't care how this works. You don't have to convince me, like if it works, I'm coming back. If it doesn't, I just need like help. She tried every drug and had like nerve injection and nerve blocks and all kinds of stuff. It was like level 10 pain in her hands and feet, like constantly. So we did this for me. I'll write it down so you have it here. It's not like a really unique formula. It's just kind of basic. Right, this was great about herbal medicine. You don't have to be too fancy. So St. John's wort oil was my base. That was my carrier oil. So I had 30 milliliters, which is 1 ounce, right? We added rosemary. This is pretty diluted, actually. I wouldn't call this like super concentrated. If you showed this to an aromatherapist in America, they'd probably be like, oh, that's like way too much and stuff. I just see aromatherapists like way undershoot their concentrations in America. Europe, not so much, but in America they do. So we had 30 drops of rosemary essential oil. That's not a lot, right? In a 1 ounce bottle. I had nutmeg, I think because there was like some degree of like extreme tension feeling in her nerves. 15 drops. And ginger. Why do you think I added ginger? I don't really remember now looking back on it, but I think it was probably just a catalyst for blood flow, right? Ginger is also a little bit of warming and heating, so it kind of numbs up pain. Those are St. John's wort oil, 1 ounce, 30 drops of rosemary essential oil, 15 drops of nutmeg essential oil. Nutmeg totally will like deaden nerve pain almost. And ginger essential oil, 5 drops. Okay. we could combine this with, like CBD topically or just all kinds of other things, right? So my notes say patient was shocked by almost complete relief upon first application of oil formula to her feet. The first week she used it 2 times a day. For any flare up that happened, applying topical would completely resolve the pain in less than 3 minutes. Now she only uses it as is needed. Patient has had almost 100% complete resolution of all symptoms and is still shocked by it. Patient says it is, quote, unbelievable. Patient is upset. She basically went to like Mayo and everywhere, had like every neurologist, a nerve thing, and like circulatory doctors. I think she even had like some of her veins treated, and just like she just was getting zero relief. Her quality of life has completely changed. Her mood has improved and her energy has improved due to lack of pain. She even went hiking in Arizona, which she thought was almost impossible to think about 3 weeks earlier.
Wow.
This is not a spectacular formula. I don't consider this very fancy, but it just shows you like what the right herbs topically will do. I don't remember what I gave her internally, but she felt like it didn't help that much, like just this topical did it. So, isn't that cool? Just, so yeah, the rosemary for blood flow, nerve pain, muscle tension, the nutmeg. And remember, rosemary is moving blood and chi and lymph and everything, so why not, right? The nutmeg more for like the nerve pain and muscle tension. Ginger just is like a catalyst for blood flow. It's pretty cool. Okay, well, that's about all that I know about rosemary topical. Do not think that you have to use only the essential oil, right? We could use a tincture the same way, or a bath, or my favorite treatment of rosemary is foot baths, and Knight was a huge advocate of that for actually the disease prevention, heart disease prevention, Knight said a foot bath of rosemary is good for a slow the aging process. So you can make a tea and make a foot bath, or we could dilute a tincture, or we could add an essential oil to it, right? So that's all that I know pretty much about rosemary. The only thing I forgot to mention was that rosemary is often massaged like over the lower back to like sometimes stimulate the adrenals. So we would massage it on your lower back, like over your adrenals. And especially in Chinese medicine, remember how we said those 2 points right on each side of the spine and then in the middle? Remember that when we did the moxa and cupping and scraping? That's where you massage rosemary. Then you massage it. Remember those points on the bottom of your foot, kidney 1. Those are the points you massage rosemary to stimulate the adrenals. I don't think it's gonna create like adrenal fatigue, but it's pretty much like an acupuncture treatment for your adrenals. So it can definitely help the process. Who liked Bourbon better? Who liked the other one better?
Which was
The first one was just, we call it regular rosemary.
Yeah. Right, second one.
So it's about half and half, kind of interesting.
I like them both. Second one.
That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, I took all class on those.
Oh,
Okay, we got to the, okay, we're here. Let's just complete this.
On mine, is
Yeah.
wondering, what other 2 top essential oils to have at home? You said rosemary.
Well,
was one.
lavender is one of them because we can use it for about anything ever. So for first aid use, we always want lavender. And then we always want rosemary, and then you just want like something on the setting. You know, whether it's like eucalyptus is probably the cheapest all-purpose virus germ killing. It's probably like the big 3 to have. Remember we talked about eucalyptus, we did do that essentially, use it for fevers and respiratory congestion, all kinds of stuff.
So when you mentioned, you could use it for broken bones, rosemary for broken bones. What about like bone on bone for your knee?
It's not so good for like arthritis type pain, but it might take some of the nerve pain away from that.
Maybe like impulse
Devil's Club would be way better.
and sound.
Yeah. So since we only have about 15 minutes, do we do rosemary combinations?
Oh, yeah.
Topical, ready? Do this. Okay. Head trauma. We're just gonna call it Rosemary R. Rosemary and Woodbetony or Bacopa. Okay. Heart. Meaning heart disease, pain in your chest, heart palpitations, damage to your heart, blockages in your heart, anything with your heart. We're gonna do rosemary. We're gonna combine that with either linden. Remember, certain herbs really work good topically. Some of them don't work that well topically. So we would do linden, yarrow, or hawthorn flower though. If we're gonna use it topically, the berry doesn't seem to do much with the hawthorn flower. Well, the best way we're gonna do that, we're gonna poultice that or put that right on the stern. Going right in, right? Best thing.
That's or, not and, not all of those together.
Yeah, you could do any of those combined with rosemary. You don't even need to combine that, but just extra power. Ready? Rib side pain. This could be ribs are displaced or broke. Hold muscles in the ribs. People just get like pains like in their right or left hand sides, like from liver and gallbladder and spleen. Often it's just never diagnosed as anything. So we're gonna do for that, we're gonna do rosemary. And we're gonna do cypress tree. That's the best one to move all this stuff out of the rib and middle part of the body.
Does that help if you have a rib out?
I won't put it in, but it'll help. Remember, Mullen will put the rib in. Yeah, so I guess we could do Mullen if it's just the rib itself. Mullen. Okay. Okay. What about any kind of gynecology pain? They have menstrual cramps, menstrual pain, fibroid, cyst, tumor, menstrual cramps and pains. We're gonna do rosemary. We're gonna do either marjoram, lady's mantle, topically is really good. Then we're gonna throw out an oddball, Roman chamomile.
Altogether or.
This would be or, yeah, either of any of these combined with
Thank you.
whatever you have. Okay. Ready? Nail fungus, so common, right? Toenail fungus. Rosemary, this one is a clear winner. Rosemary with allspice. The best combination for fungus. It's really entrenched. How long is it gonna take to like change that nail? Months. Yeah. It'll start to look better, but it just takes a while. Okay. Headache. Migraine. Rosemary, what do you think? Peppermint. Okay. We did muscles, but I'll say it again. Sore muscles, torn muscles, fibromyalgia. I got rosemary plus nutmeg. Or marjoram. Okay, what about nausea? You're gonna puke, you upset stomach. We're gonna do rosemary plus wintergreen. For some reason that thing really works for nausea. Smell it. This would be more essential oil, all these aromatherapy. But you could combine just the herbs themselves too. What else?
With the nausea, that would be okay for pregnant women.
Just smell it, yeah, it would be fine.
Does it work for like nausea when you fly or, go on a roller coaster or something?
It would be helpful, but yeah, probably wouldn't be strong enough to try to stop it. Varicose veins. Or let's just say poor circulation. Right? Any disease where there's poor circulation of blood flow. So we're gonna do rosemary plus horse chestnut or myrrh. A lot of other ones we could choose from. Witcher's broom. Horse chestnut. Broom. All those would be really good. Okay. Okay. Butcher's broom. I like Badger's broom way better. That intrigues me. That sounds very Harry Potter. Virus. You have a virus. Sinus, lung, airborne. We want to kill it. We're going to try to infect it in our body. We're going to maybe diffuse this. We're going to do rosemary. Plus, easy one, eucalyptus, pound for pound. The best antiviral.
That's in that, beets oil,
Those two.
yeah, those, out of the five, yes. Those two would, eucalyptus and cloves,
Sorry.
cinnamon and. Fermented lemon, whatever, but
Yeah.
it's great smell.
Yeah. We did fungus. What else? Oh, spine. So you have bulging disc, you have spinal pain. We're gonna do rosemary plus we said Solomon seal if it's like a ruptured disc. Or we're gonna do St. John's wort if it's a nerve pain. And then peppermint, really good on the spine too, for nerve pain. Okay. And then. What's it say, memory / focus, brain fog. Rosemary, you really don't need to combine any because it's so amazing. Ooh, that's a close, what would be? Rosemary for the memory. Copa. Thinking more topical, yeah, the copa. What if we wanted to go a different direction? What if we wanted to go into Zen state? You know what I mean by Zen? Like we want memory and mental clarity, but we don't want to be too stimulated. We want to have more of that like calm, focused mind. What was that?
Psilocybin. But no, I was kidding.
That would be probably, I don't know how to say how well that would work. We're gonna do rosemary with vetiver. Or bacopa again. So like essential oil, we probably do vetiver or sandalwood. Okay, we got another one. Let's just keep going. Ear problems. Rosemary is one of the great ear oils. So you have fluid in your ear, you have ringing in your ear, you have had inner ear surgery, scar tissue in your ear infection. Remember, ear infection, we don't have to like drop stuff into the ear canal. Sometimes that can be really irritating. For whatever bizarre reason, just putting like oils and things on a cotton swab and just putting them in your ear does wonders. Or massaging it on this, feel behind your ear, right where your mandible is behind your ear, feel that soft spot. That is the spot we massage that part of the ear, and we massage like all around the ear. With that, we're gonna do rosemary plus hyssop.
That works for excessive wax as well.
Pretty good for wax, yeah. What about depression? Depression.
St. John's wort.
We could combine rosemary with St. John's wort.
How about rose?
Aromatherapy, we would probably do rose, would probably be a real standout there. Mhm.
What about lemon balm?
Lemon balm would be really good too. Mhm. Even just smelling it, that would be good. Headaches. All of them, right? Sleep, maybe insomnia. Maybe probably wouldn't do a lot of those, right? Insomnia. Anything else? Any other conditions you would want a rosemary thinner for? Or systems? Oh, adrenals. Do adrenals. For your adrenals, for like adrenal fatigue and fatigue. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Rosemary, do I know a secret formula? You combine it with cow parsnip, which is really hard to get. This is an old secret remedy called cow parsnip. We use it some, but it's hard to get right now. But it grows all over the Niobrara River, so you have to get some in the summer. We could also do, if we didn't want to do that, we do the strength of the Scandinavian culture, birch, right? We combine it with birch essential oil. That's a really good one for the adrenal, birch.
You
Okay,
would just rub it.
you'd rub it on those points.
Yeah.
Remember the 3 points? Called your kidney shoe points, you Google it. Kidney SHU, kidney shoe, remember from the Moxa class. And then the Ming Men. The point between the two MINGMEN. The 3 points on each side of the spine, middle of the spine. You could also do like below the navel and around the navel and in the navel. And then the kidney 1 points on the bottom of the foot. That would be really powerful. One.
For a hair one, we
Oh.
could just do like number.
Yeah, so for hair, we're going to do rosemary with Oshu or bacopa. Vaccine, let's do vaccine damage. Those have like nerve damage from a vaccine or like some type of, you know, neck, upper back, neck tension, and we're gonna combine rosemary with lobelia topically. Because remember, lobelia searches and finds and does kind of thing.
Okay, so this is for the vaccine damage to the upper back.
Well, they might manifest like the vaccine damage, like some people have, like their cerebellum area gets kind of thrown off, like in the back of the base of the neck. So just vaccine damage in general or side effect. Or a medication that maybe would affect the brain or head. So we would do rosemary with St. John's wort. What was the other one I just said? Lobelia, yeah, lobelia, just search. That would be really good. It's also something you can put on like that, if you have to have a shot for something right in that area too. Okay.
Because of the side of the injection.
All around the arm, wherever you get what other, any other?
Like foot odor.
Foot odor,
Like
yeah,
odors
good
and,
one,
like-
ready? One of the best. Two great things, foot odor, yeah, this is really good to know. Foot odor, this one's really simple. Rosemary. This is a foot bath. This has to be made as a bath. Rosemary with cabbage leaves. And you cook them into a foot bath. You take about a fourth of a head of cabbage. All the sulfur compounds in the cabbage really help the foot odor. We could also do sage too. And also we could do black pepper in a foot bath, also is really good for foot odor. Those all three of those were good in different ways.
Did you say use raw cabbage? Great.
Yep, because raw and you use the green, not the purple. I only know the green to work. Cradle cap. Ready? You would do rosemary. With sandalwood, topically, or better yet would be wild bergamot. Bergamot's so good for cradle cap, because that's a fungus basically. What else? Surgery recovery. You've got some scars, you've got some scarring. We're gonna do topically rosemary with sometimes lavender. Oh no. You missed that. There's only one we really need to know. We do rosemary with St. John's wort for nerve regeneration and rose for the healing. For lymph stagnation, we do.
I found this.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Wherever
Wherever you are. Get out of there.
You're in 5.
For lymphedema or lymph or tumor, we'll do tumors next. For just lymphedema or lip swelling, we do rosemary with usually cleavers or echinacea topically. Rosemary is like the catalyst for the channel part. For tumors, depends on where they're at. When we do rosemary, like frankincense or whatever. Those are always safe bets. And cleavers also for tumors topically and pokeroot. Those are all really good. So for tumors, we would do rosemary with frankincense or myrrh, or cleavers or oakwood. And we also use Osage orange or hedge balls that you see like that IV, right? So those things are a pain in the But to make a salve or a tincture out of it, it will ruin your blender. They're so sticky and resinous, but that's like an old oak remedy for tumors. You always want to know what those hedge apples were for, right? Just spiders, tumors. Yeah. That's from the old country doctors and learned that from the Native Americans. But you just pretty much gotta sacrifice the blenders. You just go, what you do is you go to Goodwill and just buy like the cheapest old blender for $1. You just use it once, you just have to throw it away. It just gets so gooey and sticky. You just blenderize the whole hedge apple. But you can make it and you can cook it into an oil too. It just doesn't make a very good oil infusion. So. Okay, what else?
So you just blend it and then put it right on the tumor area, or
You would
Make
make
it
like
dry.
you'd either infuse it in the oil for like a week or two. Like cook it on oil or a crock pot, or you would make like a tincture out of it and just apply it out the form.
Or making a salve or tincture.
To make a salve, you'd make an oil and cook it in like a crock pot or something for like at least a week or so. If you're gonna make a tincture, you just tincture. Okay, one more is kidney. You have weak kidneys or kidney problems, chronic kidney infection. We're gonna do rosemary. This one's really easy with juniper berry. That's a clear one. Nothing's better than juniper. Rosemary. On the kidney.
Any skin stuff like skin cancer?
Skin cancer, yeah, ready? I wouldn't use rosemary, that wouldn't be my first choice, but skin cancer, this is whole separate, ready? For precancerous skin cells or people who are chronically having skin cells removed, I've seen this work probably close to 100 times. Ready? It's rose essential oil, has to be essential oil, frankincense essential oil, and helichrysum essential oil, direct right on the spot or suspicious spot.
What's that last one? Helichrysum?
Helichrysum.
We could sell that to all of the old goats in Palm Springs that were parents. We all come up with like ground band-aids all over you.
I mean, it works. Well,
So would you put it on its spot after they've already had skin cell damage?
yeah, after the pattern removed, I'd still use it, yeah. When people start to have the beginning of the little suspicious changes, yeah, I know. Yeah, one lady every 3 months, she was having something cut off her skin on her face. Starting to really affect her confidence, and that ever since she's used, she hasn't ever had one again. She used that.
How about just frankincense?
Just frankincense by itself is pretty decent, but there's something about rose and helichrysum for skin cells or precancerous cells really helpful.
What does rose absolute be good?
I do it undiluted for that, it's full force.
Rose absolute.
Rose absolute is what I use personally, I like it better. But it's cheaper too. I think like medicinally it's better. I think the aroma is probably better with the other one, but medicinally. Rose absolute, I think is better.
Directly on without.
So one time is no dilution, straight. Equal parts of each. Skin tags, that I wouldn't do rosemary, usually do like celandine. Topically. Warts, we just use the wart lemon that I have, so if anything else work better than that thing. There's like a wart lemon that I have that we make here that is took me forever to figure out. And it just I've seen it work and nothing else will work.
What about cancer? Skin cancer. Malignant.
That would be the same,
Same.
the rose, the helichrysum and the frankincense. Yeah. You should do helichrysum, it's amazing. It's kind of, helichrysum is kind of like yarrow.
Oh, okay.
And even looks, it kind of has all the same properties, but it's just like an essential oil and it also smells amazing. Helichrysum. You ready for this? $1 million beauty secret. Wrinkles and wrinkle reversal and prevention. We do rose definitely with helichrysum essential oil, and sometimes neroli essential oil. That's a big winner. Psoriasis, that one's more complicated. Psoriasis, we usually do Oregon grape topically and like sarsaparilla. For psoriasis of the skin, we do like Oregon grape topical and like sarsaparilla. Rose is really helpful for psoriasis, any way you can get it, and then sandalwood too. The herb or essential oil or anything, it's really helpful. Mhm. That one's kind of really difficult. Though. Okay, this is one that you might put this in the back of your mind. We talked about this one. Erroneous, or like men that have like the curvature of the penis that cause like significant and sexual dysfunction. We could also use this for ED, like erectile dysfunction. We're gonna do rosemary, and we're not gonna do the essential oil, obviously, right? We're gonna do the tincture of it, and we're gonna combine a horse chestnut. That has like a really, I've seen that really help men a lot. Oh, the wart limit's really complicated, but yeah, it's, that's where topical only, but you can show everything. Yeah, it took me many years to get that formula down. Has a bunch of toxic herbs in it, to really kill stuff. So yeah, so for peyronie's, we would do that. Rosemary tincture with horse chestnut tincture topical. Really helpful. Any other medical things we'd want a rosemary blend, any other conditions? Anything at all? Okay, no. Last chance to ask any oddball diseases, autoimmune conditions. No. All right, let's call it good. We did not get into memory herbs at all, so but we did do a good job of rosemary. Good job of. So next week, no